On this episode of YaEat, we'll be making my favorite Christmas Eve Italian seafood salad with scungilli, shrimp, scallops, calamari, and mussels.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our 18th episode of YaEat. I'm really excited to have you here as usual, and I'm super excited about the Christmas holiday season. Today, I'm going to be making something that I had every Christmas Eve for as long as I can remember. It's a scungilli / seafood salad. On most Christmas Eves, it would just be scungilli and scungilli with other seafood because we always had a lot of seafood laying around. Today, I'm going to be making a scungilli / seafood salad, which includes scungilli, shrimp, scallops, calamari, and mussels. I normally would put some octopus in there because that's my mom's favorite. I'm just making a small portion today, and the octopus was like this big. So we're going to save that for Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve was always a memory for me with the family gatherings and all the fish and all the fun and excitement of Santa Claus coming. But one of the biggest things that I got excited besides Santa Claus coming was looking forward to all the awesome food that I knew that my mom and my dad were going to prepare, and over the years that we would help out in, and we learned how to prepare. So I'm ready to make this scungilli seafood salad. Are you ready? Here we go.
We will list all the ingredients at the end of this episode. Print this and all our recipes on YaEat.tv. We're going to start by rinsing the mussels underwater. We will discard any cracked or mussels that won't close on their own, and we will pull out the beards, and then we'll set the mussels to the side. So one of my favorite things to do is we're going to smash some garlic and we're going to brown it in some oil, and we'll set that aside as well. We will season our scallops, and then we will cook them in the same pan we just cooked the garlic in. You see the pan and the oil is very hot, so we're going to sear the scallops. It's going to take about 2 minutes on each side. Lightly brown them. There's quite a bit of oil in here, so just be careful while turning. You might have a flame shoot up on you. We'll remove the scallops and we'll add the mussels to the same pan. Along with a half a cup of water, we'll cover and we'll cook for 1 to 2 minutes or until all the mussels are open. If you're not familiar with mussels, they cook very quickly. Okay, these are done. We'll remove them from the pan. I should have just cooked everything in this one pan, but I'm going to transfer everything over here now. Along with the broth, we'll add a quart of water, a tablespoon of salt, the celery ends, lemon peel, and the Spanish onion. Now I bought this calamari already cleaned, and the cleaned calamari, that's another episode. All I did was I cut it down into small portions, and I'm just going to add it to this broth mixture. I'm also going to add the shrimp to this mixture. This is the same broth I used to make shrimp cocktail with. We're going to cover and we're going to bring to a boil. After it's been boiling for about 2 minutes, we're going to want to test it out, taste the calamari, cut the thickest part of the shrimp in half and see if it's white. We'll drain and cool, and then we'll add to an ice bath, and then we'll drain again. You could do so ahead of time, but now I'm going to cut up most of the vegetables. I already did the celery, so I'm just going to slice this red onion as thin as possible. Chop up our parsley. Here's a good technique to coring out the tomato. We're just going to slice this and cut them into sticks, and then we'll chop them up. We're going to cut all the Kalamata olives in half. We'll dice up our roasted garlic. We'll add that to the bowl. And our roasted peppers. I did buy these, but in the future I will make a roasted pepper. We'll mix these ingredients together. There's no particular order of how I prep all the ingredients. Easily remove the tail. Just pinch the one end and it'll come right off. We'll cut the shrimp into bite-sized pieces, usually quarters or thirds. And we'll add the shrimp along with the calamari to the bowl. Now I did remove all the mussels from the shell. I forgot I should have saved a few mussel halves. They would have made a nice garnish on the plate. We'll add the mussels to the bowl, and we're just going to cut our scallops into bite-sized pieces as well. You can see here that they're still very moist and fully cooked. So add the scallop to the bowl along with the fresh parsley and fresh basil. And now we're going to add our extra virgin olive oil. You could just use olive oil if you like, or a lighter version. Now I did put at least 1.5 cups of extra virgin olive oil. And we'll mix that well together. I washed and drained the scungilli. I'm just going to cut it down into smaller pieces. Sometimes you need to do this and sometimes you do not. I'm going to add that to the bowl. We're almost done. We're adjusting olive oil. As you can see, it doesn't look like there's any olive oil in there. In the end, I wound up adding about 3 whole lemons squeezed, no pits. So again, we used 1.5 cups of extra virgin olive oil and 3 lemons and salt and pepper to taste. And that is the dressing. As you can see, I do add the olive oil, the lemon, and the salt and pepper in stages, and I taste and I adjust as I go until I get a final product that I like. You can see there's plenty of dressing in here now. So we're ready to put this on the plate. I like to core the tomato. I like to waste as little as possible. So I spin the knife around and I roll the tomato towards me, and then I just pop out the core. You can see there's very, very little waste, if any. And it also keeps the tomato intact. We'll just cut a few thin slices that we're going to put around the plate. So we'll add some leafy greens. I just have a spring mix here. You can use arugula, just whatever kind of lettuce you like. And I just place the tomatoes around and the seafood salad in the middle. Now I'm really regretting I didn't save the mussel halves. They would have looked very nice in between each tomato. We'll just add a little fresh basil on top. And we will drizzle a little of the dressing on top of the tomatoes. And we are done. Christmas Eve Italian seafood salad with scungilli, shrimp, scallops, calamari, and mussels. You eat? You want to eat? Make this recipe. It's delicious.
Okay, now it's time for the taste test. I could eat this all day. I know exactly what it tastes like. And I tasted it a bunch of times beforehand. Scallop is delicious. Just needs to be chilled for a little bit. Thank you for tuning in for today's recipe. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to tune in next week. We're going to be making 2 different types of baked clams. One, I'm going to chop them up and mix them with breading. The other ones, I'm going to open them whole, and I'm going to show you how to shuck a clam as well. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good week. Enjoy your holiday season.
Art, you want to load me up with a little more there? It is good.